Our next speaker, Pallavi Karandani. Hello, everyone. Leveraging computing in your daily life. How is everybody feeling about that? Are you excited to know? Just kind of do it. But before that, are you excited to know who am I? Okay, my name is Pallavi Varadhan. I have 2 degrees, one in computers and one in making it work, which is management of technology. I have over half a decade of experience as a support engineer. I currently work at Amazon and I look into their tooling, automation, anything which we do twice manually can be automated. So that's what I love there. Or most of our magic with AWS tools. So what are we going to do today? We're going to look what, how, and why of edge compute. Evolution of payment systems. We'll get to it while we're talking about that. Then how is actually shopping experience being enhanced, especially in the brick-and-mortar stores? And what are the basic components that all contributes to edge computing? And then we'll also do a brainstorming session to see what are the DIY projects you could probably just do it at home to make your lives easier. But yes, why am I talking about shopping and payments? Keep that thought in mind with daily life. Before that, what is that shit? Like bringing it to the edge? Probably you're gonna fall off the cliff. I know cloud computing. We have things on cloud. We gotta see how we're bringing it to the edge. Then I have read somewhat this what, how, and why definitions, which are difficult to understand. Processing data closer to where it's generated. Hardware, you could data, but again, small processing at the edge. What do I mean by that? Does anybody process reduce latency, cost? It's difficult to understand. Let's see how we can simplify this. We'll simplify it in few questions. So, a lot of machines. Let me tell you a story here. I was in a drunken night with my husband and one of our friends in Manhattan. And there's a place called Old Town. They're very famous for their chicken mix for the past 2 centuries. They're that old. And I went to that place because I was really hungry at 2 a.m. And guess what I saw over there when I was making a payment? That machine. They do use it as their decor in just trying to maintain the historical payment method. But the drunken me is thinking, wow, we've come a long way from that to a card reader which attaches to a mobile device to read information and encrypt information on the card reader to move it to our actual mobile device for payments from that cash machine. But at the same time, I was also thinking, it's so annoying to stand in the self-checkout line, which keeps beeping me. Please keep the scanned items in the bagging area. How many of us have faced that thing? The computers, please keep your item in the bagging area. But I scanned it, I put it in my cart. I don't want to keep it in the bagging area. Why does that happen? Why does it keep yelling at us every minute when we are shopping? That's because they have weight. They have weight sensors. They have barcode sensors of moving things from that way to this way. And that's what is edge. They have those sensors which are in real time, right there, calculating what was the weight of that item, the weight scale. Is that the equal amount which was added to the next plate? Or was it not? If it was not, where did that item go? Did you misplace the item? And when you're done shopping, okay, you collected your receipt. Don't forget to put the things in your cart bag because it checks if the net weight of that plate is 0 or not. So that's how we're using Edge in payment systems. Well, yes, we're talking about payment systems is because we're using it every day. How many times in a day we all use payment systems? Or devices, rather. I should put the word devices.
More than we should.
We pay a lot. We pay a lot. So that's where our daily lives come in. Payment systems. That being said, how is our shopping experiences being enhanced too? Not just by payment systems. I want to engage everyone here to know, is there any other edge devices or any other new devices you have noticed when you're in a shopping mall, apart from payments?
There's cameras everywhere.
Cameras, yes. Yes.
Well, Amazon now have this, not Amazon, Home Food, Amazon, they have this thing that you do when you're
The pumps, Amazon one. Yes.
I'm like, I don't know if I want
I'm signed up for it. I don't need my wallet. I just need to put my palm right there and they'll take the payment. They know I'm a Prime member. They'll make sure my list is sorted.
I think this is kind of a dumb tech one, but I think Target and other retailers, they have an RFID thing that if you try to take the cart away from certain perimeter, it just stops working and stops rolling.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's really great you brought that up
Yeah.
because I was so fascinated at standing at key. Have any of you visited Uniqlo?
I know what it is.
Yeah. So one of the days, there was a particular jacket at the store. I can see it on the. Did you have it available at that store? They don't know either. I don't know it either. So I wrote one of the reps. He's, it's okay, Corey. He comes up with like a big wand. He goes around all the store. Hey, let me find this. Let me find this. And it was in some corner. He pointed and it started beeping. The tags are communicating with the device. You say RFID. Where are the products located? This helps the store's employee to sweep up fast, make sure their inventory is in place, and get their work done faster than they trying to go each and every corner. Oh, where do I need to place this item? Maybe one customer left it in another area, but it's in the store. They don't need to go and physically check. It's all they take is that one round. I'm like, this is so cool. He has like a magic wand and that on here to figure out where the things are. So using RFID just as cards to find items in a store. That being said, the other areas which are used is computer vision, deep learning, and sensor fusion. They combine the sensors data and try to interpret, which is part of the smart devices. To talking about when Barker mentioned that the device can be smart, I need to only give this information of the product, is it in the cart or not, or charge them only when the user has actually purchased that item and walked out. That brings me Amazon Go. There are a lot of stores which are closed right now. They closed as of 2023. But again, it's a step in the right direction. And that technology can evolve in the future. So how does its future look like? Let's check it out. I might have to switch that to go to the external page. Technical difficulties. So that while I am fixing this, how many of you have visited those before they closed?
I did. I went to the one in Seattle. It was the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just use the.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store, so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We use computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout.
Why do you phone?
They had some issues with the store management and financial reasons. So budgeting and finances. We had to, at least that was the word out in the market.
Because I think in Israel they're starting to do some. I saw some advertising for like a supermarket.
Yeah, and they also wanted to revisit their expansion. Amazon wanted to revisit their expansion of business in the stores world. They wanted to expand, but if it's not profitable for them at this point, then it doesn't make sense for them to. It doesn't make sense for them to expand. So something internal. Amazon kind of believes in a two-way. If things don't work out, they roll back things very fast. They will not wait, try to figure it out. So that's just my experience. They call it like a one-way door and a two-way door situation. And if it's a one-way door for them, it's high rank kind of thing. If such products and like stores and coming up, they'll roll back very fast if it didn't work out. So I think this time they gave like 5-year period. Things didn't work out. They will revisit it if things work out in future. But a experiment like this does exist. So
People weren't ready for it, right?
yeah, moreover, you could say that the people were not ready for it either. So that's where the Amazon One also comes in picture. That after Amazon Go, they said, no, we need a slow evolution. You cannot go a sudden evolution in payment systems. So Amazon One comes in picture is your palm scans. Your palm scans are tied up to your Prime account. They know, actually, you don't even need Prime for it. It's just a feature in it, but you can sign up separately for Amazon. You just need an Amazon account. And it detects if you're a Prime member, it applies all the discounts as needed just by Prime scans. They take like left and right. You can go online, change the credit card, the debit card, which you want to be associated with it. And that's the process.
Do you do morning like one person? I guess.
Yes. So me and my husband, we both are in the same account. So they have like 4 forms in that. And anytime we both go, it gets synced to the single. So I know what products he bought and or I can add to it. Like, no, we need this as a checklist. Your Whole Foods store, just make sure you get all these things. So yes, the palm scans are the slower evolution at this point. But once on what the future right now looks like.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit more about the technology that was used?
Yes, I am going to get into that next. So coming back. So backlinks are why, what, how, why. Simple. And I'm going to get into that one. I'm going to start with the payment devices, the card readers together. That they use the card reader chips. So those reader chips, they take your card details from your card strips and then encrypt them to send it to another network or when connecting to the internet. And then that's where your payment gets processed. But the encryption process and translating the data, collecting that data is something which lives off the edge. So they use sensors and card readers. That being said, I'll switch gears to the Amazon Go platform, Amazon Go stores. How do they do like picking up an item, walking out? They have sensor plates. So those sensor plates in each of, say hypothetically, I pick up, I want a papaya, the cut fruit, from their racks. I pick one of them up. They have a barcode at the base. So the sensor plate, first, they know that barcode I picked up and that weight is subtracted from that center plate. Once I pick it up, I'm walking out. As you're walking out, there are those gates from which you walk out. First, they were added, but when you're walking out, that means you confirmed and you took that item with you. Now, I changed my mind. I don't want to buy papaya. I want to keep them back and rather go and buy fresh apples from the other lot. I go and keep that back so it gets added to the inventory of that plate. So everything has sensor plates, and at the same time, they have cameras at ends of each of those slots, which actually track which products you have picked up, and if you walk out there. So it's not just the sensor plates, but also the cameras, which are processing data and sending it to the local computes over there. Yeah, go for it.
So if I pick one thing, I have this
They have a plate at the base.
yeah, this way
Yes.
for the fields combined.
Yeah. So that's a sense of fusion. That's what they do with the sense of fusion using the cameras and the sensor plates. And that when you actually exit the gates, so it knows that you took that item, you never kept it back, but it's constantly using the ID of your account. So each of you have customer ID. So it knows that it puts the tag to that customer ID. And every customer ID is unique for Amazon in the backend. So it takes that customer ID, adds that tag to that customer ID, and then when you're exiting, so that customer exited, and now we're going to. Yes, that's a security concern. And that's something which Tatiana covered right before the session. It is possible if your account gets hacked, but that's something which is outside of the edge and it's going into the Amazon's centralized account and permissions management system. So that will be more of your responsibility of that area. But yes, there's a possibility if your Amazon account got hacked and somebody's using it, you are going to get charged for going through such stores and just shopping items from there. But yes, that's definitely a possibility.
So put it like it's fair to say when everybody's like all bundled up and like hoodies and hats and that sort of thing. Was there a bit of bigger margin for error and it's like harder to identify the person as their endpoint?
Yes, it is. I mean, yes, it will be, but more it's with the phone. Your phone phone has a connection as soon as you enter, and I think they use the Wi-Fi. So
It's like they're regulating the information.
yes,
What's going on just based.
yes. It's your phone is the key.
Because you have to
Scan it when you're entering. So your phone is the device which is needed. Yes, so that's where you're stuck. So yes, they had a lot of security concerns too in the process, for sure. The phone can die. And then possibly you'll have to go into the map and checkout system, and then they will have the map.
So if you walk in without a phone,
You cannot walk in, they have the barricades.
oh, got it. Okay,
So if you don't scan the QR, you cannot enter.
got it. Okay.
So you have to scan your Prime membership QR code.
I imagine that if you buy a onion, once you pick it up, there's just such a wait.
Yes.
So you can trust like that.
Yes.
And then my question is, how often goes fail the phone?
Calibrated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, they need a frequent calibration, very frequent calibration and maintenance, but also at the same time they're using machine learning and deep learning to understand what point they need it, so that they have a proper schedule in the background for those calibrations to happen.
Yeah, you can see somebody getting charged $300 for
Yes, the tech is not perfect,
yeah,
but it's taking the steps in the right direction.
yeah.
Right.
That's where we're headed.
Yep, that's where we're headed. So that's how potential future looks like. So that brings me now. Edge is just bringing the compute, calculating the weight on the sensors plates. That computation, or even scanning the barcode, whether it was picked up, and then eventually sending it to the external centralized server, is something which happens at a later point, but it knows that that particular SQ ID was picked up. So those computes are going from our big computers to tiny computers is what is Edge. They use hardwares like sensors and the plates, the weight plates. And I'm going to get into the components, I'm going to get into that next. Different components we use to collect these tiny, tiny data points and just send them to the actual central system, as even Burpa was talking about it in her presentation. Like even I wear the same brain. The brain sends the data to the phone, and then the phone computes it. But there's some machine learning, the trained models, which can be moved to the edge devices for them to calculate the information right there and then. And those are the smart devices. It's fast, it costs low. Transferring data from one location to other is expensive. And especially when it's at such a faster rate and it's at high volume, it's expensive. So Edge makes it low cost. That's a simplified what, how, and why. It's going from big to small, using tiny hardwares, and reducing costs and going in faster. That being said, the basic components. This is just a set of them. There are definitely a lot more. Sensors, low power microcontrollers, cryptographic accelerators, secure element and DPMs, memory, magnetic strip card readers, cameras. Sensors, they're kind of the foundation. Most of the things can go into sensors. Like if you're making tiny projects, which you will get into, like you want to see how your garden is performing, the moisture levels, the temperature, the quality of it. So the sensors can play a very, very big role in that. And the low power microcontrollers, these are like the tiny brains at the edge. And they will do the tiny computes, which are needed, unlike the traditional processors where you could do big operations and value calculate things. Then the cryptographic accelerator. So as I said, the card numbers when they're read using the card strip, they need to be encrypted. How will it be faster? So there are some devices which accelerate the cryptic process to encrypt the card information before it's then sent to the central location. Then there are secure elements, which are dedicated chips to ensure the integrity of the system by storing the cryptic keys in a safely. So and they perform secure computes on the device. So those are there. Then memory, like RAM and ROM, like very tiny ones. They're used for temporary storage. Say, for example, your card reader, going to get back to card reader because that was the biggest example we used. Say the Wi-Fi network is slow, but the payment needs to go through now. So it will store that data just for that period of time, for some time while the data is still being transferred of the previous person. I went to purchase coffee. My husband bought coffee before me. His charge, still be in the process of being sent to the central location. And I'm already buying a coffee. So mine would be stored in a memory, which is local to that device. And then it will process it eventually to be sent to the central location. So that's where the memory strip would come. Then magnetic strip readers, which read your card swipes. They encode the data and eventually send it for payments to the central system. Definitely, cameras have become increasingly common. Even your doorbell, like the Ring system, which you can install, they can identify what object is coming near your door. There's probably even a dog or a cat. Those kinds of sensors with cameras, the trained models are pushed on the edge for them to identify what object is identified as what. I think Amazon is recently also coming up with something called Amazon Astro, where it's like our friend here, but it's on the wheels. The Astro goes on the wheels, roams around the house. He's a proper robot. But there's a very nice clip about a video for it. There was a break in a house, and the owner was away. It alerted. It went around by just hearing the sound of the break. Went around to check. Owner, don't worry, it's just a cat, which just tried to enter the house. Nobody's trying to rob your house. So owners are not worried. They were away, and it sent a message to the owners. That was an experimental R&D project for Amazon, which they're working on. $1,000 or $1,500 bond Astro, and look it up online. It's a good one. They're working out the kinks in that one too. So yeah, that brings me to our brainstorming. Can I have GIH compute devices at home? Can you make more compute devices? Yeah, absolutely, you can. For sure. These are some of the examples of what you could do. I think one I can definitely say was a very good one. I think Barker can help me complete that one. Is I know her son, he mentioned it to me, that he has like a whole greenhouse thing at home, and then he has all the IoT and edge devices for its sensors, just like the tiny small.
Is that a Raspberry Pi?
Yeah. What?
Is that a Raspberry Pi?
Yeah. Change the namings, but there's like a sensors and everything he has in place, which will tell him what's going on, temperatures controlled for the greenhouse, for him in the house, and he has everything at home.
Yeah, my son is the laziest human on planet Earth.
Yes.
And he doesn't want to go to the store when he feels like having a salad. So and he doesn't want to wait for it to be delivered because 1 hour delivery is too slow for him. So he created a greenhouse in his house. And he doesn't want to go outside. He lives in Florida, so he can grow spinach outside, but he doesn't want to do that. They created a greenhouse where he programmed the whole thing to grow whatever, so he doesn't have to pay attention to any of it. But if he needs a salad, he can walk over it.
Or you're using it as for commerce, for changing sort of thing. Is there a business model for it? In other words, how much does it cost, or how much business do I have before I can even consider this? How much money will it cost me on an ongoing basis of operate the system? How much business I have to have?
What having creating your own projects?
No,
Like a small business owner versus a large kind of like
Oh, like
Not-
Amazon.
like a business or a model, or how much money
I don't have the exact numbers for you right now, but I would say it would be at least millions for having this kind of store.
Yeah.
I'll have to check the numbers for you. Don't you have to
kill
be
that project. Yeah, Amazon killed that.
no.
Partly
Yeah,
because
It also depends on the scale of the project,
Yeah.
right? So something like, you know, I'm an empty nester. I travel a lot, and I might grow my own food. Is it worth it for me to buy organic food all the time, or is it easy for me to grow organic food and have a garden monitoring system that keeps the watering and the fertilizer and weeding going? Yeah, it is worth it for me. So I'm not even a small business, I'm a home user, but it's worth it for me to do that rather than every time I go away for a month, I come back and everything is died and I have to buy new plants and everything. You know, so it depends on a case by case basis.
Yeah, but
So if you're talking about this scale, probably millions of dollars. But if you're talking about small scale, then maybe like just camera sensors or weight sensors.
I'm looking at it as this thing is balancing. It
Yeah.
could be the norm in 10, 20, 10
Yeah.
years or whatever. You know, there's many people going to the store, rules in it.
Yeah.
How much business do I have to pay for this?
Yeah. At least I would assume at least millions of dollars to have this kind of business to go into this scale.
It's a big investment in infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very big investment. And
I don't know what you use the camera system, see pictures and things. I don't know how you use it, the system.
Yeah, but
You're gonna use it.
if you think about, let's say that we look at an Amazon goods store, right? And you're a small mom and pop grocery store. How many people do you employ? Is it a 24/7 store? How many people do you employ?
Yeah.
Let's say that it's $100,000 per person, including benefits and medical, and, Social Security, and all taxes and all that. 100,000. If you can do it, if you need 5 people in the store at all times, you can do it for $500,000 or less. It's worthwhile.
No.
And
yeah.
That's our business model. That means that, if I'm a store that make $50,000, I make $100,000, then there should be a model for each one of this.
Yeah. What I will say to that is that this relates very much to the story of AWS.
Yeah.
Right. This is commercialization.
Yes.
Commercialization process, right? It is expensive.
Yeah,
And that's why
it is
Amazon is prototyping. I imagine their idea, just like they did with AWS and warehousing, is that, mom and pops can't afford it. A small startup can't afford it.
Yeah.
So we're going to develop it and commercialize it so that we could sell it at the kind of like the small
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And that's why it is an experiment and it's a very expensive
Expensive.
very expensive experiment. And it'll take time for it to evolve, even to come to the small scale businesses and small stores. But they can be tiny tweaks which can be done, which can improve the small stores. It just depends what scale.
Yeah, I think it's just that, like, the concept of Prime, right? Because in any way that card, like, that accents that like application is where the real world is, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the application and you having that application before you even go to the store. If you're a mom and pop, you're not going to really develop an application that you're not going to invest. I mean, it would be hard to sort of like compete with that. And then also like remembering that Prime is also tied to if you wanted to watch movies, if you wanted to buy things to be delivered to your home, like all of that is sort of the same concept. So it's just working on the brand too. It's like the branding. So
Yeah. It also depends on the market because it could be acceptable in a market like Western worlds, like United States, Europe, and Canada, but it may not be acceptable or not adaptable. Adaptable would be the word. It won't be easy to adapt to it. In Asian countries, like I know as of now, India is not big on Prime, so they don't take Prime.
Oh,
No, it's it's like they have when Amazon is constrained right now. India is an emerging market, not an establishment for
Yeah,
them.
but India had a home delivery system for millennia before.
Yes,
they still have
exactly.
it. And
Exactly.
It's cheap to get home delivery. It's
Exactly.
expensive.
Yeah, and
Every corner grocery store has a boy who delivers
Yeah.
at your house.
yeah. So
Time's not gonna work in that.
it's not going to work that way for them. And the Prime itself ends up taking for them, like, instead of 1 or 2 days where we get in 24 hours, it takes them like 7 to 8 days.
Yeah,
It's not worth it for them. So, it would really
they're
depend.
definitely not doing drone delivery.
No, they're not. So, it would depend on the market, the size of the business, and of course, it's a very expensive project. And of course, there were reasons which they did shut it down. They shut down like 9 stores.
Yeah.
I think they shut down like 9 stores.
So one example is in Dallas, every household has a common grocery store, so you don't pay until the end of the month.
Yeah.
And there is an errand boy on the store that comes and delivers your groceries to you. And we
You
are
just
pay-
pay the monthly fee to
Yeah,
them,
we-
whatever he's keeping a tally of it, and we'll just go and pay it.
and you pay at the end of the month.
So Amazon doesn't work that.
So you don't need to leave your house and buy
Yeah.
papaya.
I wouldn't want to leave over there. I thought there were like 50 Arab people.
Yeah,
there.
that's why my son is growing papaya.
Yeah. That brings me to these. Does anybody have ideas of what they want to do and have their own?
So for me, I wish there was a way to just water the plants, because when you go on a vacation, my plants die or are on the verge of dying.
Yes.
There you go.
So that's where I would.
I'll never fix that.
The sensors and stuff for the water.
Yeah.
Really cheap.
They're very cheap.
And are there engineering designs for these that you get
Oh, yeah,
copies?
there's other stuff.
So that will bring me to the point that after this presentation, I'm going to publish at least these 4 examples, the design, on my website. So please follow my website, and the designs will be there for you, along with the list of parts you need in the file to create.
So where do you? I mean, I will go to your website, but but where do you get them from? Additional, where do you source these designs?
The stuff like designs from?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna say I would use ChatGPT for getting my designs, because ChatGPT will pull it from multiple sources and give me their sources, all the links, so that I can go to each of these sources and see what different things they are doing in comparison to the other, and see what's working for them versus not, and then come up with a consolidated design for myself.
Cool. So there's no GitHub yet for recipes.
There are GitHub repositories. There are a lot of GitHub repositories. That being said, also, if you go to Raspberry Pi website, they do have documentations and designs over there. So they will go through that as well. Yes.
They're also ready.
Read it. Yeah. Read it. So
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is this, I just found there's this, it's called Grab and Go.
Yeah. So this technology is evolving, and definitely is something which we can
Yeah,
look
but it's the
into.
delivery service.
It'll be a probably delivery service. I remember that being a delivery one.
And I will say so. I'm sort of colleagues with the AWS guy that I worked alongside with it. He was sharing how that Amazon and Go concept has sort of been transformed into healthcare. So
Yes.
how they use it, I don't quite know, but he was saying that the technology. So even though the stores didn't, technically it's not necessarily a work or not, it's that intelligence is being used in other areas.
Yes, they're coming up with their own pharmacy and stuff. So it would be used in the pharmacy, and they might even leverage in future with Whole Foods, because it's established. Go was something new for them. So yeah. And that's how the slow one is Amazon One, which just started. And you just scan your points, get out. So that's a slow transition, not a sudden transition for everybody. So any other ideas apart from? I love the plant one for sure, and also the Lego. So I was going to bring one of my demos, but I couldn't complete it in time. Which was using the Lego, putting it on the car wheel, and trying to create my own mini Astro with the Lego bot roaming around on wheels in the house, and has a camera attached to it, which would not as a doorbell, but more of like identifying objects in the house. And if my dog ends up doing a lot of litter, which she does, she will be all over the place with a bottle of plastic bottle. So trying to find tiny plastic pieces because it'll break a person when they're walking in the house, and she'll hide it. So
I have a good one. So, like something that folds clothes.
yeah.
I hate folding clothes.
Folding clothes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So,
Right?
doing dishes, folding clothes, or Mark, first customer.
Yeah. Can they really do this instead of like do all their fun stuff?
Yeah, so I mean so what she talked about earlier is that the AI model actually do get deployed on the edge, right? To do some of the stuff. So the face recognition.
No, and have them do all the tasks, the folding clothes, the what. Yeah. Don't do all the creative things that ChatGPT and all this trying to take over.
Yeah, unfortunately AI is bound in the memory, so it has to be a robot.
Yeah.
It has to be a device, right?
Okay, you Spike with for folding.
Yeah, Spike learned to fold clothes. Dancing is only
Soon,
so
right?
good.
Yeah. Or it could be also the plates, those plastic, like
So
the
the
fold the
I
clothes.
saw- I
If you
saw
connect
this
it with the
long time
sensors,
ago.
you can
I saw this long time. Like it was like a drawer system that you would push the shirt on the top and it would do something and it would come out folded on the bottom. I don't remember.
I'm buying that shelf, definitely.
Yeah.
And then like flash fold, put away.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say about all the silent sheets, especially in the home, I never thought I'd be the day that I'd have over 150 IGs in my house. And all segmented and different VLANs. I never thought I'd do this for my house. Different VLANs and different segmentations inside my house for all my different devices, my television, my sensors, everything, my garage door.
Yeah.
My sound line has a sensor that goes out. It's amazing how much technology we're using in our house and we don't even realize it.
Yeah, absolutely. I live in a luxury apartment building. Starting from like trying to enter the house and having a key fob to enter the house into the building. Not even my house yet. As soon as I enter, if I do not get to the second door within 30 seconds, or if I'm trying to pick up something, there are two doors. That door locks. So I'm stuck in between the two. They both are sharing data that this is locked. So I have to lock the door inside too at 30 seconds. The person doesn't go through. That itself has sensors
Faster.
and they're faster. And by the time I am up in my apartment upstairs, the elevator has another sensor. If I leave the door open for X number of minutes, it'll start buzzing the whole building right there. And by the time I'm home, I'm again tapping it. And that also connects to my phone. So using the NFC system, I can tap my phone to unlock the house.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
All right, so Elon Musk has Optimus phone shirt, so he the robot already.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he would have kept the design public for everyone to use at some place.
It goes inside the trunk of the Tesla. I don't know.
It's cheaper than the truck, so I'm buying that for sure.
Yes.
But it's like taking it so long. I don't know. Like, oh, just give it to me. I forgot it. It's like when you try to have your husband fold the shirt, just slip.
No.
Yeah. So, any more ideas?
I bought the first Roomba on the market, so just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and have that.
But even that is, it's got the sensors and it's got programmability of what it's already covered. The vacuum robots, which are pretty common now, but they weren't one.
Yeah.
First model on the market.
It's a great story, right? Because I was woman made.
Yeah, one of me. Yeah.
I used to work for Brookstone and we had a robot like a store and then somebody moved the gate and it went in the wall.
It's escaped. It's plotting its escape.
Okay, so with being said,
But I mean, I have seen cooking robots and things like that. And I think that as we progress, our cooking appliances have more IoT devices.
Yeah. I think one of the devices should be easy to make be a store attach it to the just a wall. Yeah, it's programmed to store a particular speed your content while you're doing something else. You don't need to stand over there constantly store it. You can do something else with it.
But something like that can just be mechanical. Also.
Yeah, that can be
Whereas
mechanical.
The IoT stuff, it doesn't say, hey, I feel like Chinese today. Chinese food. That would be great.
The Rabbit R1 does that. The Rabbit R1
Yeah,
is connected with DoorDash. So you can just tell it, or he this from DoorDash and then it'll deliver.
That's cool.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
So instead of Internet of Things, there's little people just making the food running around delivering.
Yes, it's pretty much. That's the world we're virtually with. So the thing said, those of you are from my link tree. That's not that sciencey. I'll be posting the design and the list of equipments and where you can buy it over there. To as soon as I'm back home, because I don't live in Florida. I live in New Jersey.
She
so-
came all the way to
Yeah. So I will put it up there.